play devil's advocate again.
All right.
Critics say, yeah, but you're being pimped. You're being pimped by the record executives who will allow you to do your thug life because it portrays a certain black.
Hey, so he just said that he's being allowed by the record labels because he's portraying a certain type of black man. And what he's really doing, because I've been teaching y'all that they have to tell you everything they do, right? They tell us. Is he saying that they're branding black people as thugs, as criminals? And this actor right here took turns playing this role with his brother. Is one of the biggest people that was down with getting all this started to begin with.
I mean, you've heard it,
Yeah.
that if you were just a singer, you wouldn't have the same record contracts you have.
Right.
But because you portray the thug life, the gangster rap, they've allowed you to make that money. They've allowed you to push and make your platinum.
Listen to what Crazy Bone from Bone and Thugs is about to say about it all.
The companies we worked for had invested millions into the building of privately owned prisons, and that our positions of influence in the music industry would actually impact the profitability of these investments. Wow. Then he says, I remember many of us in the group immediately looking at each other in awe and confusion. At the same time, I didn't know what a private prison was, but I wasn't the only one. Sure enough, someone asked what these prisons were and what any of this had to do with music. We were told that these prisons were built by privately owned companies who receive funding from the government based on the number of inmates. Mm-hmm. The more inmates, the more the government would pay these prisons.
Hey, this dude really thinks he's slick with the way he talks, right? He's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm pimping them white kids. As if he wasn't influencing all these black kids too, and the other races to go right into these prisons and right into the graves, in fact. Listen to how, being an influencer, he knows he's gonna set up the curriculum for the future. Because him and his brother were aware of the plan and they were down with it. Just listen and pay attention.
I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pimped. That's true. But just like how a woman would be, you know what I'm saying? Anybody to be pimped. You know, it's like, it's not that you get pimped, it's how long you get pimped. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really look at this situation, it is not I who's being pimped. When you look at them white kids with Raiders hats on, it's the white folks getting pimped. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm making their future. I'm writing down their curriculum. Right now, what I write in my album today, when it comes out in 2 months, that's what white kids is doing. So who really is getting pimped? What I'm writing in my raps is what them white kids is gonna be saying to their mamas and daddies when they come home. Who is getting pimped?
And basically, yeah, there's the agenda for the 90s right there. They just put it on blast by following the rule, right? That they have to tell you everything. Karmic retribution, remember that shit always. Hey, and here's the same exact actor coming up, man. Everyone thinks this man's dead, this fake man. He's about to act like he didn't know that agenda was real. None of that was real.
You know, your shit was faking. You know, you and Biggie, that whole East Coast, West Coast thing was faking. You got a lot of people locked up in jail, and I'm like, who the fuck is jail behind these things?
Right. So this basically a bunch of schizophrenics have been.
So, you know, if you're a schizophrenic, if you're seeing through this. Hey, there's plenty of people in these jails, motherfucker. You acting like you don't know that shit? You so woke and you don't know that shit, motherfucker? Huh, Mr. Woke? Hey, but go on, though. Ha ha ha, key. Keep exposing your heartless ass self, dude. Who do you think the vast majority of inmates are in the prison system? It's black people. And people like you and your brother are a part of the movement that sold all those people out to be in those prisons, homeboy. You did that. Hey, Akil the MC was literally just laughing disrespectfully. Haha, what a fucking funny joke, bro. That literally just shows how much of a piece of shit you are, homie, with no fucking morals. And then his homeboy went on to talk about how we're schizophrenics if we're fucking realizing that this shit Crazy Bone said was real. Because what we're really dealing with is some sociopaths that think that you're less than them. Yeah, so if you're ever wondering about, you know, the past, like, damn, what happened to the Motown dudes and classy people that was about getting money and succeeding in life? What happened is that these evil agenda folks came around and they started thinking more cleverly than us. You don't suspect people to do this type of shit. But under closer inspection, if you watch my documentary, The Tupac Spell, you see Tupac Shakur and Afeni Shakur were both government implants, put there by the same institutions that they're claiming to be fighting. Come on now. These people were the Illuminati. These fake characters they came up with weren't really fighting anything. It's like listening to a cartoon and believing it. That shit wasn't really happening, y'all. You were being manipulated. I was being manipulated. It's called controlled opposition. The only people out here that can help you are God's people. The people that God are showing all this to, so that we can share this with you to help you come up out of this evil spell. Look at George Washington's hand. This man stood here for hours to make this little M with his fingers. You know what I'm saying? These big historical figures. Isaac Newton, supposed to be some dope-ass physicist. Look at his fingers, y'all. Stood there for hours while they painted him. You know what I'm saying? Our fucking world leaders. Look at his hand. They're doing this on purpose. M is 13, the 13th letter in the alphabet. Look at the Pope. You thought that shit was real. Why is he doing an M on his face? You know what I'm saying? We don't got to keep dropping names. But damn, look at this picture right here. And look at what his daughter just so happens, if you believe in that kind of shit, to be doing with her hand. Making that weird little 13. Over and over again. Right? Even in this famous painting. Look at this real fast. Everyone's like, whoa, that's God reaching out to Adam. No, look at that hand. It's making an M, the triad claw. The 13th letter, 13. Look at Jada Pinkett's hand. Tied into the Tupac narrative. She's signaling 13. Like the first 13 colonies. Over and over again, just keep looking at her hands. Why was Idi Amin wearing a number 13 and hit him up the video on his jersey? Why does Tupac's Exodus blah 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 tattoo on the back of his back add up to the number 13? Because these are all them. Look at his hand, y'all. He's right there with Richard Nixon. You know? And just in case you think these are good guys, y'all, there's the evilest one we've been told of ever. I want you to just look deeply at his hand, though, and realize what team he's on. He's on Team 13. He stood there for hours while they painted him. Making that triad claw with his hand, y'all. Wake up. For real. Hey, this dude's evil and thinks that shit's just a funny joke. Man, who got locked up over that shit, man? Yeah, man. Alright. Then again, I'm also not surprised. I mean, you are on the dark side, homeboy. Akil the MC's government name is Dante Givens. Do y'all know that the name Dante literally means hell? Like in Dante's Inferno? Think about the song You Can't See Me. Bail's paid, now look what hell made. Or in double speech, now look what Dante made.